Hi everyone, it's Holly and I'm here with another video, and this was a Top 5 Wednesday topic I think last month, but time got away from me and I wasn't able to do it, but I still wanted to film it and get it up there anyways. And it's the top 5 books that surprised, or books I wasn't expecting to like but really did. The first one is Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. Now, I remember this book going around back before BookTube was even really a thing, and I was just like, oh, that sounds like a horrible book. And I feel like in a lot of ways that's what hurts, and well, they do really well, so I guess it doesn't hurt them. But I don't like that kind of stuff, and I kind of always stayed away from contemporary YA until recently. I've read a couple things, and I really don't have an explanation for why. But I ended up picking this up for $1.99 and figured, well, I've heard a lot of good things about it, might as well give it a shot, and fell in love with these characters. I constantly want to reread it, but I'm always scared I'm not going to like it as much, and I kind of really enjoy my perception right now of really enjoying it. Next is The Selection by Kiera Cass, and this was kind of the same thing. A lot of people were talking about it, but I was just like, does not sound up my alley. I ended up buying this used for just a couple dollars because I wanted to give it a shot. I just I'm pretty sure I read it in one day, could not put it down, was completely sucked into these characters, this world. I remember finishing it and then leaving work and driving to Barnes & Noble to pick up the Elite because I had to have it, because what the heck, my mind was just so into this book. I was just blown away by the story. And I have to say, I think the series went a little downhill, but overall I'm very pleased with Kiera Cass's writing, and I think that this book is better than some people might give it credit for, including me before I read it. Alienated by Melissa Landers. And really, I think the only reason I bought this instead of borrowing it from the library was two things. One, Jillian from Bookish and Nerdy just going on and on and on about it. I was like, okay, I'll read the book. She just talked about it so much, and when somebody is that into something, I feel the need to check it out, that they're that passionate about this book. And I don't know, but that, and then I really liked Star-Crossed on the CW. I'm so sad it was canceled, and this felt kind of similar, so I was like, well, I might as well. It's kind of the same thing. It's kind of not the same thing. Yeah, it's about high schoolers and aliens, but that's really the only similarity, really. It's very different, but I think if you liked Star-Crossed, I think you would definitely be interested in this. And this one blew me away too. I really liked it. I really liked the characters. I think I read this one in a day. I'm just so anxious for the next book to come out. I think it comes, is it January or February? It's early next year, and I'm gonna be all over that book. Next is Cinder by Marissa Meyer, and I bought this off Book Outlet, which is why I gave it a try. Tons of people were talking about it, but I had stayed away, and I'm gonna be honest, there's really two things that kept me away from this. One, I'm actually not a huge fan of Cinderella stories, both the original Cinderella kind of thing and retellings. I find them usually frustrating and very guy saves the girly more than other fairy tales. But I also avoid cyborg and robot-y stories, and that is something I struggled with reading this, is in my head connecting the fact that just because Cinder was a cyborg doesn't mean she wasn't a person, which is a good thing, and I think to some extent that's kind of what Marissa Meyer was doing, was saying that just because somebody looks different doesn't mean that they are that different. But also, I just don't like robots. I'm not sure if I ever talked about this when I first read this book, but I have an irrational, I guess it's a fear, but I consider it caution when it comes to robots. I don't like Roombas, those little vacuums that think for themselves. That freaks me out. Yeah, I think Battlestar Galactica had a huge impact on my on me. I fear the robots. Christ. And I know it's irrational, and I know that it's a ridiculous thing, but like it definitely sways into my reading. I really liked these, and I really like all the Sailor Moony bits, which I just see everywhere. Sailor Moon bits, which I love Sailor Moon. The last one is Obsidian by Jennifer L. Armentrout, which this is my first Jennifer L. Armentrout book, so I'm so thankful for it being in my life, because now she's in my life as an author, and I'm so happy for that, because I just love everything I read by her. Even the books that I'm like, they're still great. It's like Sophie Kinsella. I actually ended up buying this, like, Nook was doing a, like, sale on a bunch of first books in a series. So they had, like, Obsidian, Under the Never Sky, and like a bunch of other stuff for like 99 cents or $1.99, and I was like, oh, let me try them, and because that was their point. And I bought it, and I read it on my Nook, and then like promptly had to buy this in physical copy so I could have it, and so my covers could sort of kind of match. And I was sucked in by her writing, I was sucked in by these characters, and just, and I reread this in preparation for Opposition when it came out in August, and I just loved this book even more the second time around, and that's always a good thing. So those are my top 5 books that surprised, or I liked but wasn't expecting to, or wasn't expecting to like but did. Are there any books that you like prejudged and ended up surprising you, or anything, or just surprised you? I don't know why else something would surprise you unless you had prejudged it. I don't know. If you've been in that situation, let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye.